Chief Meteorologist Gary Rougeau.
Good morning. This is the first federal show.
Things change over time, but one thing has stayed consistent. Celebrating 30 years on the air on WROI is the first federal program. Hosts may have changed, but the program is still the same. Now continuing a long-standing tradition, streaming on the First Federal Facebook page and on WROI. It's time for the First Federal program.
And good morning, it is First Federal program time here on this Friday, the 27th of June. Can you believe it, Todd? It's
June 27th.
almost over.
4th of July. The kind of traditional halfway point of summer.
Yeah. And
Thank you for the welcome today.
technically, summer's only been, what, a week long
I know, it
already?
seems
But
like-
it seems like it's forever
Well,
already.
we've lived summer so far. It's been
It is not disappointing.
hot.
Yes.
Hot.
It'll be hot and humid again today.
Do you know off the top of your head how many 90 days in a row right now? It's probably a week at least.
We've read several, yeah.
Yeah.
It's been at least probably a week, so yeah. I think
Great.
there's a few more coming.
I'm ready for it to be over.
It's fair time, that's what happens.
That is true. It's fair.
Miami County Fair this week, so we
Summer
might
band
get
camp time, things
yeah,
like that.
we might get a little reprieve in the next couple of weeks, and then it'll pick back up when Fulton County Fair kicks off, so yeah. You know.
Well, we welcome Lukas Schoenhals to the show today. Rochester High School teacher, correct? Right?
Well, back in the day I used to be.
I'm sorry.
That's all right. And then
Lots of different titles.
different titles. And then I went to the Learning Center for a couple of years and ran the alternative school and then assistant principal at the middle school. And last summer I took the job of director of special services. So that's where I am currently out of, which is back headquartered out of the Learning Center.
Well, that's great. I know that you do lots of good work for the special services students, and that's very well needed. And I was part of the Rochester School Corporation Ambassador Program this past year. Thankful to Janet Vance for providing that opportunity. And I remember you came in and talked to the group one time, and you're doing lots of great things at the school, so keep up the good work.
Oh, thank you.
You're today here to talk about the Stacey Carvey Schoenhals Foundation, and got an event coming up, and we'll get to that later in the show, but you're welcome to participate in anything you want to talk about today. We're just going to get started here with summer's here, right, Randy?
Summer is here.
Nothing we can do about it, right?
Enjoy it, I guess.
The good thing is the pool's open now.
That is, and perfect timing,
Yes.
because I think they've been packed every day.
I wonder if they planned that, get the hottest part of the
Yeah,
summer, let's hold the pool off,
Yeah, that's right.
pin up demand, now the pool's probably
It looks like a great plan, but I'm not sure that was
No.
how they drew it up, but it worked.
I was by there the other day, there seemed to be lots of people.
Oh, yes,
That was
yes.
good.
It looks beautiful.
So Tanner's not here today. He's participating in the Compassionate Care Center
Yes.
golf outing. Mary Kay runs the Compassionate Care Center. She does a great job, and we wish them success today in the golf outing. And just like we're telling everybody, stay hydrated,
Yeah.
stay cool, stay in the shade, throw a cool towel over the neck, and be safe out there.
Drink lots of water.
Drink lots of water, hydrated, yes. 4th of July is coming up next week.
You'll be here before you know it.
We're taking a day off for the show that day, so you can have the day off, Randy.
That's good, because I wasn't going to be here anyways.
So there'll be no show on next Friday, July 4th. But coming back on July 11th on the Friday, we'll have a show, and that will be the Community Appreciation Day for the bank. So we want to invite everybody to come out to that. And we usually have 700 plus people. The Longhouse is catering again. There'll be shredding, giveaways. Come out and let us give you thanks for being part of our community and being part of our customer base. We couldn't do it without our customers, and we have a great community here in Rochester, and we just want to honor our community by having a Community Appreciation Day. And that's 2 weeks from today, from 11 to 1 or 2-ish, and there'll be food.
Always a fun day.
It's a fun day. So, Tanner gives us tidbits, and one of his tidbits today, it's kind of hard to believe this. The computer company Atari was founded in 1972.
Really?
Hence, that's where the trivia question comes from.
Okay.
And thinking about, they were probably leading edge at that time.
Yeah.
So, Tanner's trivia question today, what is the top-selling Atari 2600 video game of all time? You're not looking up on your phone.
No.
Just want to make sure. You can play the game too. We'll answer the question at the end of the show, Lucas. The options are Pac-Man, Space Invaders, Donkey Kong, and Frogger.
Mmm.
Those are all really good choices.
A couple of those pop right up to the top.
Yeah.
Ugh.
So that'll be our trivia question.
All right. At least I got all show to think about.
Well, it's late June and the Pacers were still playing. That was unusual this year.
That was a fun run.
Very fun run, and
Now the what ifs can
what
start.
ifs. And it's just like, it was almost unbelievable watching. I mean,
Yeah.
they were on fire, and to me it looked like they could have had a chance to win that game.
I agree.
Are you a Pacers fan, or?
I am. I've always been a Pacers fan. I remember watching them back in the day whenever Michael Jordan was playing, and going with my uncle and cousins and brother, and sitting at the very top of, gosh, what used to be the
Market Square?
I was going to say,
Yes.
yeah, depending on
Field
what
House,
years.
Market Square.
Yeah, Market Square.
It started at the Coliseum.
Yeah.
Actually.
Yeah.
With binoculars to watch Michael Jordan, and I love Reggie Miller, and yeah, win or lose, same with the Colts. I've always watched them and supported them.
The feeling of watching that happen was just, you could tell it was serious because you could see that. Unfortunately, I showed the video replay lots of times. You could see kind of
You can see.
muscle pump.
Yeah, you can see it. Yeah.
Yeah, and it just what ifs, like you said. I mean, like, they may have went on to win that game. He was hot when they were going.
Yeah, you never know. That's the whole playoffs for the Pacers though was, I mean, kept you on the edge of your seat the entire game, entire series.
Well, the good thing together, it seemed to bring together the whole state rooting for
Yeah.
something that usually doesn't happen this time of year.
You got to give credit to the rest of them too, because they still fought. After Tyrese went out, OKC didn't just start mopping things up. I mean, they had to battle. So.
That was a very good. I mean, probably the two best teams at the time in the league were playing, which seems the way it should work out.
Yeah. So hats off to the Pacers. Yeah, great season. Now they'll regroup and see how long Tyrese will be out after the surgery. And
So they drafted a couple guards last night. I don't have the names off the top of my head, but it's going to be interesting to see
need some guards out there, I think.
how long
we'll see how
Tyrese
they
will be
develop.
out. And unfortunately, it looks like it may be next year too. So
Yeah.
they still got a great core base.
Yeah.
I think everybody will be back.
Turner is on. We'll see what they do with him. There's been some talk about that, but because he's free agent, so we'll see what happens with Miles. He's the longest standing Pacer so far, so we'll see what they decide.
So I traveled a little bit during the playoffs this year, and wherever we were at, I saw people in Pacers shirts. And the airport was selling Pacers gear, and it's kind of nice to see Indiana coming together on the Pacers this year. And rooting for
Now they're getting ready for All-Star for the WNBA. So
yeah, that's right.
that'll be coming up in July.
About a month or so ago, I looked at that just saying, what kind to go to? Tickets were way high, up near $1,000. And that was like 2 or 3 months ago before the season even started.
Right. Oh yeah, it'll be a sellout. It'll be a packed house. It'll be a fun time down in Indianapolis. So get a chance, head down there.
So, Major League Baseball, if the playoffs day today, you'd have Detroit, Houston, the Yankees, the Rays, the Blue Jays, the Mariners, the Dodgers, the Phillies, the Cubs, the Mets, Brewers, and Padres in the playoffs.
Yeah,
Lots of teams.
still talking about the Cubs in almost July already. That's a good thing.
That's good.
Season's getting tougher for them now because they're playing teams with winning records and they're playing about 500.
Yeah, it's the harder part, but they're battling. So
They just split with St. Louis. So
hey, that's nothing wrong with that.
nothing wrong. That's the kind of the arch rival
Yeah.
arch enemy. So Tanner Sidbitz today. In 1929, on this day, the first color television demonstration was performed by Bell Labs in New York City.
Wow.
You remember seeing your first color TV, Lucas or Randy?
It was years ago. I had a black and white growing up, but yeah.
I remember when my parents, this is how old it is, my parents brought color TV home. I think the first thing we watched was the Flintstones. Or the Jetsons, because it was in prime time at that time. It was the first color thing I remember seeing on TV.
I can't remember that far back, but yeah.
That had been like the early to mid 60s.
Okay.
And just think how our technology has
Yeah.
changed then.
Oh, yeah.
Your phone probably has a better picture on it than your old TV.
Yes, yes.
On this day in 1967, the world's first ATM was installed at Barclays Bank in England.
Where would we be without ATM?
Yeah. Convenient way to get cash.
Oh, yes.
It's a good segue to start talking about the bank.
Yeah.
Probably need to get into Tanner's other TV. But we'll talk about ATMs and our MoneyPass network
Yes.
in a few minutes, so you can get money anywhere over the country by checking out a MoneyPass ATM and not getting a surcharge. That's a great service that we have. Of course, I mentioned Atari, founded in 1972. Band Aerosmith. Are you a fan, Randy, Lucas?
I like Aerosmith.
In 1994, on this day, they became the first major band to let fans download a new track free from the internet.
Wow.
That's kind of second nature now.
Yeah, no kidding.
And that's like almost 30 years ago that happened. And on this day in 2005, Bad Day single was released by Daniel Powter, the first song to sell 2 million digital copies in the U.S.
I remember when that came out.
Yeah, so it's this, the technology changes. You know, you've got color TVs, you've got ATMs, you've got computer games, you've got online streaming from songs, and then digital songs. So it's amazing how things have changed over the years. Technology's great, I think.
As long as it works.
Sometimes that comes down to the operator.
Sometimes that's.
I remember going to my parents' house sometime and the VCR clock would be flashing and I'd have to fix that for my parents.
Yeah.
We have some national days today. National Ice Cream Cake Day.
Ooh,
That's
all
a
right.
good day for that.
Don't leave it outside long though.
National Cream Tea Day. Not a fan of cream tea.
Yeah.
International Pineapple Day. Those bingo fans, National Bingo Day. National Sunglasses Day. Dream Big Day. This is a good one. National Safer Workplace Day. I always go for that.
Yeah.
I wish I could experience this one, but it's drive your Corvette to work day. I've never actually done that, so
I
probably
can't-
never will.
Not sure I'd get back out if I got into a Corvette. So
They are pretty low to the ground.
they're real low.
I was driving in central Indiana yesterday and saw two of them just flew by me like
Yeah.
had been me driving that fast, I'd probably been pulled over. They're pretty sharp when you see them on the road.
Yeah.
It's National Food Truck Day and National Onion Day. Food trucks and onions, those kind of go together too.
There you go.
So maybe it's a good day if you don't have plans. Try to get some ice cream cake this weekend.
Yeah. It'll be refreshing.
So we have some upcoming events. The Akron 4th of July Festival is happening next weekend.
It
There's
is.
a lot of events going on. To highlight a few, there's the Fireman's Breakfast that starts at 7 a.m., the 5K walk and the fun run. Registration is from 7 to 7:45. The 5K walks at 8 a.m., the 1 mile fun runs at 8:15, and the 5K runs at 8:30. Hopefully it cools down a little bit when it runs in. They'll have probably lots of hydration stations along the way. And the big parade starts at 11 o'clock. That's on 4th of July, next Friday. And of course, there's fireworks in Pike Memorial Park at 10 p.m. next Friday night. So if you're looking for something to do on 4th of July, Akron's the place to be. So money news. Money news, the Dow finished up over 400 points yesterday. That's a good thing.
It's a good day.
And over 43,000, 43,400, let's call that. I looked, and that's 4,223 points above where it was last year at this time.
Good. That's
That's
good.
Good for our retirements and things like that. So speaking about the bank again, first ATM many years ago, you could bank with us 24/7 by using an ATM or by going online with us or through our mobile app. Those are all free to download. And like I said earlier, if you're looking for money and you're out of Rochester, out of one of our cities like Winamac or Greenman or Plymouth, go online, look at the MoneyPass network, and you can find an ATM that's surcharge free. That's a big thing anymore because surcharges sometimes are $3, $4, or $5.
Oh yeah.
So we absorb that cost for you. Just want to make sure you have access to your money. Checking accounts, we talk about those every week, but we really have a great program for checking accounts. Free checking account and simply free business checking account. Some ideas that when you open a new account, you can get a free gift, and the free gift is a neck fan or a logo cooler bag. So all those come in handy this time of year.
Yes, Tanner had those last week, displayed them.
And if you don't need to open an account now, you have a friend, neighbor, acquaintance, refer them. We can give you that gift also, and they'll get that gift also. Summer's a good time to be looking for a home too. If you think you might be interested in a home and want to get pre-qualified, go by and see Ben Dalton or Stacey Wilson in Rochester, or Ryan Austin in our Winnenac branch to get pre-approved. Summer's usually a good time to buy a house, do home improvement upgrades, refinance a house if you need to, if you want to roll some education debt into it or some credit card debt. We're here to help you. Ben and Stacey and Ryan will be happy to talk to you and help you figure out what your needs are and how to most economically get what you need. We make mortgage loans, that's our specialty, but also we do commercial lending. Zach Reuter is our head commercial lender, and he's available to help you. We do lots of commercial real estate financing, and he'd be happy to help you anytime. Also talking about the stock market, Brian Bell and Mark Blubaugh from our financial services department are ready and willing to help you if you have questions about planning for retirement, a 401k, an IRA. Wendy Pfeiffer is their administrative assistant, and you can call and talk to her, and she'll get you set up with Mark and Brian, and they're really helpful and talk about all kinds of things, even Medicare and supplemental health insurance. They'd be happy to help you out. You can follow us on Facebook, follow us on X, Instagram, LinkedIn, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. The YouTube channel has the history of all our shows, and you can probably see a show in the last couple of years with the Stacey Carvey Schoenhals Foundation represented on there a couple of times. Borrowers must meet underwriting guidelines when you're FDIC insured and an equal housing lender, and their NMLS number is 399927.
Hey, there's the magic thing we were waiting on, makes us legal. And now we're ready for the fun part of
The
this
favorite
show.
part, Lukas Schoenhals is with us, representing the Stacey Carvey Schoenhals Foundation. You gave her a little bit of your history, a little bit.
Yep. So Stacey, born and raised in Rochester, did a ton of things for the schools, would always be involved in different friends of ours, kiddos' lives, and watch sports.
Very beloved by the community.
Yep, very beloved by the community. Just that constant servitude heart, and that's just something that the foundation, or she passed, that we're like, okay, how do we keep going with stuff? So one of the major things that when I was at the middle school, we had a kind of like a closet going on there where kids, could come and get different things, and it was funded loosely by some different families, and including Stacey and I. And then whenever she passed, that was something where we're very gracious for the corporation.
And that was clothing items or hygiene needs, anything
Yep.
like that.
Clothing, shoes, feminine hygiene products, socks, underwear, everything. So there's a room in the middle school that serves the district and the kids' needs, and all the schools will come whenever they have that need, and it literally looks like a boutique. So we're just very gracious for the corporation to provide that space for us, and there's a fund set up. That's part of the reason why we do these things every other year for the foundation, to help them keep going into that.
I saw that room on my ambassador tour during the year, and it's quite impressive. Great cause, taking a situation that has grown, Stacey's servant heart and your servant heart to serve our community, and a lot of friends and other family have kind of been on the bandwagon with you,
Yep.
and now there's a great foundation that helps sustain what was started by Stacey and you many years ago.
Yeah, tons of help with friends and family. Please don't think I do this alone, because it literally takes a village. So very, just have great support. I can't thank them enough.
and there are a lot of needs met for our students and children in the community that don't have other resources to get some of these things that they need. And it's great that Stacey and you had this vision and are carrying it out.
Yep.
So there's a foundation, Ms. Stacey, now.
Yep, there's a foundation. So part of that was to get a scholarship in place for honors night at the high school. That they do that every year. They're in May and gives out a scholarship. This year is our second year in a row of doing that. So it'll be continuous from every year that we do
That's
that.
great.
So that was a great thing. And then you got the Stacey's Closet that we fund out of the foundation. Some free movies we do at the Times Theater, and then every now and then we will do like free entrance for a sporting event for students and pizza. I think we did that a game at the girls' game, and then the boys' varsity game for basketball this year.
That's great. Your legacy's living on
Mhm.
through Ms. Stacey, through all these events, and it's very student and academically focused to make sure that these kids are successful.
Yep.
And then you have a major fundraising event coming up soon.
Yep, July 5th is the Stacey Carvey Schoenhals Foundation event at the Moose here in Rochester. If the traditional is like a sit-down meal, which will be from 5 to 6:30. Then we have silent auction and the live auction, and that will run from like 5 to 9. The live auction 8 to 8:30. There'll be things that you could be there. You want to come and just watch the band, that's perfectly fine. Doesn't mean you have to do the sit-down meal. The band's later on in the evening, so please come out there.
So
for
you just
that.
come out for the dinner and hang out with some people?
You
and
can, or
bid on some auction items?
if you
And
just want to come and enjoy the band and enjoy the party that's going to be put on. And so Mindy Schwarty's doing the sit-down meal, and then once that's done, later in the evening she'll run her regular menu that she runs there at the Moose. I think every Tuesday and Friday night.
okay.
So that doesn't
There's
mean
food all night, basically.
there will be. Yep. The band, it is the Flying Toasters out of Indy. And I know that I think they first came to Rochester during COVID.
Yeah.
Marion County had very strict COVID regulations. A lot of their shows got canceled because of that. Somehow some people found out and got some sponsors to pay for them, and they came, I think, every summer since.
They're a fan favorite of Rochester.
They are.
They draw a pretty big crowd here.
They do. They play anything from 60s all the way up to current music, but that 3.5, 4 hour time span, they just keep it rocking, and it's just, you're there to have fun and they make it fun, and they're good.
It's a great name, Flying Toasters.
Yep.
I like that. So there's some other events going on at the event that night on
Yep.
July 5th.
You'll have opportunities if you want to do the pool tickets, which is called bonbons, or you have 50/50 throughout the night. You have different auction items, like a 5-day fishing trip to Minnesota to stay in a beautiful cabin on the lake, which comes with a fishing guide.
That's a great prize.
That is. And that came from the Ruff family, and we're very appreciative of them. $1,000 off at the cruise with a balcony room or higher. So we're very appreciative of that.
These aren't just like, throw in the hat type things. These are great auction items.
Yes, and that came from Tatter Travel. We're very appreciative of them. Got a Blackstone with all the things to go with it. Lake Manitou sign, Chicago Pub sign. You got a couple of high-end bourbon baskets. Tons of gift certificates from local businesses that we're very appreciative for. The outpouring of the community does all the time. So.
And probably the best part of the night, you're wrapping up the fireworks even. Take advantage of what's out there.
Yep. So I know that the band sponsors, that was huge, because that's a lot of money to get them to come, and that would be Greg and Katie Miller, Darren and Abby Cardwell, Shepherd Chevrolet and GMC, Rochester Boat Company, and then Peter Montgomery, which is Top to Tucker Real Estate out of Indy.
That's great. You have a lot of local support in putting this opportunity on to raise money for the foundation, to support Stacey's Closets and all the other things you do, the scholarship fund. I know last event had a pretty big crowd out there.
It did. Yeah, the initial had a huge crowd. I think this will be even bigger. So it's great to see. You want to see people enjoying the evening, and it's all in a good situation. The money goes, all 100% of the money goes to kids in the community to serve whatever they need in the school. So
come early for dinner, stay late for the party. Lots of things going on during the night, the auctions and bid opportunities. So what are the times again? Maybe just reference that.
the sit-down meal starts at 5 and it'll end at 6:30. And then you got the silent auction, which runs from 5 to 9. Then the live auction is 8 to 8:30. And then the band plays 6:30 to 10.
It's a long time for the band to play. So that's
Yeah.
Lucas, let's talk a little bit about Stacey's Closet. I know there's always been people that have asked, do you take donations to that? And I know throughout the school year, they're more than welcome if maybe kids outgrow some other clothes that parents maybe seems like they just bought, but kids grow at that age. You guys take those too, right?
Yep. If you just call the middle school, the office ladies there, they'll help direct you to who to talk to. It's Mrs. Good and Mrs. Binabashi that kind of are out of the library there, which is the room is behind that. And both of those ladies kind of help run the closet and keep things organized. And they let me know when things get low. And I go and purchase different items that need to be purchased, like shampoo or deodorant and stuff like that.
So, that's the neat part about it because, like you said, kids nowadays, sometimes they don't always say what they, out and about, but that closet, they know that that's for them, and they don't hesitate when they need something for that.
No.
And so that's a great thing for the kids.
and it's an opportunity for the teachers and administration too. I mean, you don't want to interject yourself into somebody's life, but like you see if somebody needs a new pair of shoes, and sometimes the teachers direct somebody there to get that because sometimes it's embarrassing to ask for that.
Yeah. And different situations that popped up over the years, whether it's kiddos that are moving in because they're being put into foster care, it could be that, the family had a fire and they're starting from scratch and we helped out with all that.
Well, Lucas, thanks for all you do for the community. First with your special needs services with the school corporation. That's a whole different story there about the things you do and the needs we have. And then to carry this legacy of Stacey on today, it's pretty amazing. And thank you for what you do and your friends and family, and letting Stacey's legacy live on through this program. And encourage everybody, if you're not doing anything on July 5th, go to the Moose Lodge. Stay for dinner, stay late, stay for the dancing, have some part of the fun and games. And
Come on out for the music and fun, and it would just be nice to see everyone there and just enjoy the evening.
well, thank you, Lucas. Anything else you want to add as we wrap up?
I'll plug Wings Etc. Becca Ogle, a good friend of mine. She's the manager there. She does that Dine to Donate night, and every night on graduation, Rochester's graduation, she has a Dine to Donate night. This one that we just had here recently, it goes into the scholarship there for the kids that are at the high school. It netted $569.
That's cool.
That's huge.
That's
great.
awesome. Yeah, awesome.
Well, thank you, Lucas.
Yes.
And best wishes on your event. And if anybody wants to learn more, I've seen some flyers out there.
Yep, there's flyers.
Great. As we wrap up the show, the trivia question of the Atari biggest selling game: Pac-Man, Space Invaders, Donkey Kong, or Frogman?
I'm going to go with Pac-Man.
Lucas?
I like Space Invaders.
Yeah, Space Invaders is cool. I like that too.
Yeah.
I'll go with that one.
Okay. Randy, congratulations. It's Pac-Man. Tanner has how many copies it sold? Released on March 16th, 1982, sold over 8 million copies.
Wow. Yeah.
Did you own one of those copies?
Unfortunately, I was one of those people that bought. Yes.
Well, we'll close with words of wisdom. First of all, stay safe out there in the heat.
Yes. Yep.
Hydrate, cool off, get in the shade. Take care of your animals, bring them inside. Our words of wisdom today are from Richard DeVos, American businessman. Few things in the world are more powerful than a positive push. A smile, a world of optimism and hope. And you can do it when things are tough attitude. That's kind of what Stacey Carvey Schoenhals Foundation is all about.
Lucas, thank you very much. Todd, thanks very much. We'll talk to you again not next Friday, we're off.
July 11th.
July 11th.
Community Appreciation Day at the bank.
All right, we'll talk to you then.
Thank you.
Words of wisdom. This has been the First Federal Program. Join us every Friday at 7:30 on WROI